Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Governor-elect Scott Walker says state employees should contribute more to help balance the state budget.
He's renewing a call to leave union contracts for this year alone. News 3's Jessica Arp tells us what he proposes to do and how the unions are reacting, Jess.
Well, Walker says given a possible $150 million deficit as he sees it in the rest of this fiscal year, he has specific ideas that could help make up the money, but it would require concessions from state unions.
A series of two simple changes, an example, could help us get this budget under control.
The governor-elect, speaking to the Milwaukee Press Club, says state workers need to pay more for their health care and pension yet this fiscal year.
Every time we tackle something that's about the compensation base, we get the structural deficit in the future under control.
Walker proposes a 5% employee contribution to state pensions and for employees to increase their contribution to pay 12% of their health care costs, all to save the state more than $150 million.
There are good people who work in government. They are public servants. But we can no longer live in a society where the public employees are the haves and the taxpayers who foot the bills are the have-nots. Public employees can't be the untouchables.
State workers and other public workers aren't about to sacrifice their benefits for some political future of a tyrant.
The idea isn't sitting well with state unions, most who have tentatively agreed to contracts with the state for 09-11 and are hoping they will be approved by the legislature next week.
This is all about Scott Walker, kind of bringing back instead of the public service, public servitude. He's the master of the plantation. We're supposed to be his slaves. I mean, that's kind of his philosophy here. So I think he'd be real happy if we were paid minimum wage and had no pension at all.
Democratic legislative leaders have told their members to keep days open next week for a possible special session on the contracts. But even if these contracts do get approved for this year, Walker will likely ask for concessions in the next state budget. He also mentioned decertifying state employee unions today at that press club visit, although decertification typically must come from union members.
All right, News 3 political reporter Jessica Arp tonight. Jessica, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jess.